Guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. Alright, so, we have the celebration info here. So, there's no Gohan and Cell in the news. So, at this point, we can safely kind of pack it in. Gohan and Cell on Global seemingly are not coming out right now. Now, when are they coming? February? April? June? It's impossible to say, right? Now, I have a lot of thoughts about this. I certainly understand and agree with the frustrations of a lot of you global players about this, right? Because I think, I've said this a lot, right? That one of the most important thing with these celebrations is EZAs, right? Because it's like, they can drop a banner with the best unit in the game, or one of the best units in the game, which this global celebration info's got that. Golden Frieza. He is still one of the best units in the game. Really good. It's a banner, right? They could drop that for a celebration. Cool, right? But not everyone is getting that, right? Not everyone is summoning on Golden Frieza. And then even if everyone was summoning, not everyone's going to have the luck to pull him. The thing about an EZA, and especially an EZA like Gohan, we're talking about a character that came out 4 calendar years ago. We're in 2023. This guy came out in 2019, right? So this is a character that all players, unless they're completely brand new, would have had numerous chances and opportunities to get this guy and have this guy with dupes. I think this guy with dupes after his EZA, he's a top 5 unit in the game. I would rank him as number 2. I think he's that powerful. So there's nothing better for a celebration for kind of like the entirety of the player base, right? Because, I'm a whale. I rainbowed this guy on release day, August 29th, 2019. But even free-to-play players have probably rainbowed this guy if they've been playing. If you are playing this day, you probably have this guy rainbowed. Probably. Because he's been on all of the best banners over the last several years, right? That's what they do with these Dokkan Fest LRs. So, the whole player base is like well equipped potentially to really enjoy this guy's EZA. You get a bunch of rewards, and then you get a character, right, who's, ready to dominate the entire game. I think this, like, EZAs is a huge amount of content. Not just easing the character, but then the inherent thirst to test this character out. This character you've had for years, but now they're, on par with new summonable units. So Global seemingly being deprived of this, 100% I understand. I think the issue here is the way they sort of handle Global Dokkan. This, like, vague 4 months behind, but we're going to do some stuff at the same time right here, but then this leads to some stuff being lost into time. Golden Frieza, look at him right here, dude. He came out, look at this, June 21st he came out. And then now here we are in January of 2023. Why is he so delayed? Because Global at the same time as JP, like, celebrations and events and stuff like that. From what I've heard, they don't have a massive team working on Global Dokkan, right? So it does seem like they're not really able to, I guess, sort of have things operate smoothly when they push things out of order. When it's not just one-to-one copy from JP, but then just translate it into whatever, language, they're releasing it in, they struggle, and there's always either frustration or bugs or issues or concerns or something. I think the way Dokkan does it is it's terrible. This is always going to lead to people being frustrated, right? Because there's just something that's going to happen, right? They might butter players up to, like, oh, we're constantly getting stuff at the same time, and then, oh my god, wait, now we're not getting something at the same time. That's what happened with Gohan, right? It's just like same time release. This celebration, Ultimate Gohan, Orange Piccolo, they come out in both versions at the same time. Blue Gogeta Broly, they come out in both versions at the same time. Now Gohan and Cell are announced, and Gold players are like, all right, bet, let's go. And then, oops, nope, that's not coming. Now it's time for Golden Frieza. And now Gohan and Cell are not coming. Now, I don't think that this is like some global shaft, like, oh my god, one of the all-time global shafts. I don't. Because, they've had shit like first anniversary, leading up to the first anniversary, Super Gogeta was coming out, and they lowered the rates. It was like they lowered the rates by like 3% or something like that. Like the SSR rates were like 5% going into the first anniversary. Like I don't think you could ever beat like a bigger global shaft than this. And I promise you, they're sitting there at Akatsuki and stuff like that, and they think everything is fine. They're saying, oh, they're loving it. They got a banner with Golden Frieza on it, right? So I don't know. I think the solution here is you get the games caught up. You guys have heard me say this for years, and I say I think things would be best if the games were caught up. And then a lot of people say, no, you're an idiot. I like my foresight. I like my, tickets. I like the knowledge I have, blah, blah, blah. You always hear it. But all of that comes with a risk reward. And here's the risk: that they don't do something exactly the way people want or are expecting. And then now there's a huge wave of negativity. The main reason I think it would be so good if the games were caught up, if everything was coming out at the same time on both versions, everything, literally down to the T, celebrations were exactly the same, is because everyone is getting the same thing. There's no confusion, there's no mystery, there's no, oh my god, woulda, coulda, shoulda, are we getting this, are we getting that, is this a shaft, is that a shaft? I just feel like the community overall would be much healthier. I really feel like maybe sacrificing some tickets or like the ability to save or something like that, compared to like the frustration the community gets, dude, I feel like trade all that shit. I've been around for years now. I've seen this, right? Like global players getting very upset about stuff all the time, right? And I feel like a lot of these frustrations would not be as high if they caught the games up. Now, as far as I understand, one of the issues with catching the games up is that the game's code is a mess. That back when the game was first started out, they weren't sitting there like, oh, let's make sure we do everything perfectly because we're going to be going for 20 years here. Apparently, there was like a lot of shortcuts and things got messed up, and then everything is just like a huge, big spaghetti mess. And they have trouble sort of like getting all this stuff from JP to global. That's what I've heard, right? So the thing is even though I'm sitting here wishing and hoping and constantly saying that they should catch it up, I don't know logistically like how likely it is that they're going to do this. I just don't think it's something that's probably going to happen, unfortunately. So we're just left in a situation like this where it's like, we're just going to have peaks and valleys with sort of like the feelings of global players, right? It's like, okay, think about Jump Festa, right? We see Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo are coming, and at the time we think it's actually like Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo. Think of how exciting that is, right? Oh my god. And then global players are like, okay, well, are we getting this? And then what, 5 minutes later, the global Twitter tweets it out, and global players are getting it at the same time? Like, think of the happiness you guys felt, the elation, the excitement. Oh my god, yes, it's here, right? And then, of course, Beast, I think, is the biggest fumble in Dokkan history with the way they handled that, right? And then it's like, but like things are good, with Gogeta Blue, he's super good, he's on both versions. And then now we hit a valley with, Gohan and Cell not part of this celebration. Now, one thing that is true here is that these celebrations, it's like they're not exactly the same anyway, with like missions and dates and stuff like that. The reason for this is because JP is going into their anniversary. I felt like an LR EZA in January made a ton of sense for JP, because they're not going to drop a banner right before, 4 summonable LRs during the 8th anniversary is about to happen. So an LR EZA would make sense. The thing about this Gohan and Cell thing is that I don't even know if they're going to be coming soon, which is why it's just kind of like, ugh. Like, I'm telling y'all right now, I dread having to be like, oh my god, 8th anniversary, like we're halfway through celebration info, best celebration in Dokkan history. And then everyone is just like, okay, but where's Gohan and Cell? Like, it's just such a downer. Like, god damn it, do I wish the games would be caught up so that these peaks and valleys, this shit would not happen, right? Now, One other thing that I think is very interesting to point out with here before we look, I mean, the celebration info isn't really that crazy. It's not like I need to spend too much time going over this. But we know that LR God Goku is presumably a global first EZA, right? Like, we'll see. You know, Tech Super Saiyan 4 Goku is a global first EZA for 1 week, right? Like, we'll see what's going to happen with, like, God Goku. But I don't know what's happening in February. For them to have God Goku being a global first EZA, which they said is scheduled to come in February, what does that mean? Does that mean Global is maybe going to get like a global first Dokkan Fest character as well during February, right? Like, could Gohan and Cell be tied into that celebration? It's really difficult to say. And I think it's a huge bummer because, you know, I will say that this, like, New Year's celebration is one of the best celebrations in Dokkan history ever, I would say, excluding, like, anniversary and worldwide. Like, if you take away every anniversary and every worldwide from, like, being in the discussion, this celebration is, like, one of the best ever, easily. And now I say that, and, like, old players, like, would scoff at that. Oh, yeah, right, where's Gohan and Cell? It's like, well, dude, guess what? On JP, it was one of the best celebrations ever. Like, you know, yeah, it sucks that Gohan and Cell aren't here, but that's how it is. I just wish we didn't have to go through this shit all the time. And it doesn't seem like they're ever going to be able to catch the games up, right? They just are going to have issues doing that. I think if they weren't going to do that, then keeping Global, 4 months behind or whatever, and having everything come out in the exact same order as JP is the way to go. Because, then it's always, Global is months behind. That sucks, but at least you always actually know what to expect. When I see people talk about global foresight, I just think it's the stupidest thing in the world, because most of the time, you guys don't actually really have that much foresight. Yeah, Dokkan Fest Kid Goku's coming at some point. Yamcha's coming at some point. Do you know for sure what's on the banner? Do you know what order these characters are coming out? No and no, right? I just think, to hell with fucking global foresight, man. Get the games caught up, and I swear to God, frustrations would go down with the majority of the player base. It's just, it's a goddamn real bummer, right? Just the way it is. Because what's the game? It's Fate, FGO, right? Isn't it like 2 years behind? Like, is that not true? Is the game not 2 years behind? Like, I don't know. It sucks. It's a real shame, right? Because people are gonna be so pissed, right? Like, they just tweeted out a survey on Global. You guys want to take a look at what the comments are gonna look like over there? A global survey. I'm sure it looks super mega fantastic, right? Like, if we just go, let me just pull this up real fast. So here we go. A player survey is now on. What do you guys think? You think the comments are going to be overly excited down here? Well, here's Gresh ratioing them with a period. Let's see what Kawhi says. Oh, Kawhi seems very pleased. Do you guys think that if we go through every tweet here, people are going to be happy? No, they're not. God, they have got to figure out a way to get the games caught up. I think that the only real solution to like this type of nonsense is to get the games caught up. That's it. That's it. We're always gonna go through these peaks and valleys until then, right? It is what it is. I know a lot of you guys like your foresight and your tickets and shit, but you can't have everything, right? Like, your tickets and foresight come with this instead of Gohan and Cell. It's up to you. What do you want, right? Is that shit really more important than, like, the frustration over Gohan and Cell? I could tell y'all, for me, I would much rather the community be a lot happier, right? Than, oh man, we got like peel off trope packs that JP doesn't get. Awesome, dude. So sick. So I don't know. So the celebration info, missions. We got the banner. I mean, don't summon. I made a joke earlier. It's like, oh, dude, come on, global players. You guys get a banner that JP doesn't get. But, like, look at this like, this is like the worst dog shit ever. Like, yeah, you don't summon on this. This is nothing. Don't touch this. Don't think about touching this. Don't do singles. Don't do anything. You don't touch this banner. This is an L. You are getting an L. Golden Frieza is super, mega, awesome, crazy good, but you don't touch this damn banner because it's just an L waiting to happen. That's it. Sales, packs. Grandpa Gohan is getting his EZA. Grandpa Gohan is actually a decent character if you're going to use him with Path to Power Goku. He could be a support type unit. He can have guard. He's like an okay free-to-play character, right? You need some good luck to happen, but he's okay, Grandpa Gohan. He's not like complete dog shit bullshit or something like that, which is pretty good. Golden Frieza and Sorbet, again, this is just like kind of weirdness, right? Like, this is them. This is a character that came out June 21st for JP, and then now here we are in January, right? Like, they start mixing and matching shit all over the place, and then, you know, oh, we get LR Golden Frieza and Sorbet instead of Gohan and Cell on JP, or on Global, right? So, again, stupid. That unit is okay. A decent character for Super Battle Road stages, but that's it. Just like okay with stunning and a little bit of damage reduction and stuff. Dokkan events coming back, story events coming back. New Super Battle Road stage is coming, cool. There's going to be another one of these little camping trips. Extra login bonus is good. Patan Battle on 23rd, cool. Rank growth packs have been redesigned. I mean, these are pretty decent. If you don't mind spending money on the game, stuff like this is always the best way to do it, probably. There is a world tournament coming. I mean, this is pretty good. Jackie Chun is far and away the best free-to-play unit in the game. Even at 55%, this guy can do good in, like, red zone fights and Cell Max and stuff like that, so that's good. He's decent. With Kid Goku, of course, right? Yeah, there is that. And then there's also Gotenks. He's getting an awakening with this world tournament. He's decent. I think he's a fairly competent character. Champa sucks. World tournament reward card, who's ass. And it's just Champa, so no one cares, right? Like, stupid. And that is that. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about No Gohan and Cell. We have no idea when. They could come in February with LR God Goku's EZA and whatever is going on Global then. They could maybe come in April. Typically, the JP New Year's stuff happens in April on Global, right? Like Pikkon and Janemba, Kid Buu and Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right? Majin Vegeta and Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right? Like, typically that New Year's kind of like dual Dokkan Fest happens around then. Well, actually, was Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Majin Vegeta? They might have been in May, but it's, you know, typically right around then. So maybe Gohan and Cell will be there. Maybe Gohan and Cell have some loose ties to the anniversary, perhaps, and they're coming in June for Global. I think certainly, like, if Gohan and Cell were directly tied to the anniversary countdown, like, no one would be upset. From what I see with a lot of the Global players, the frustration definitely amounts to, we don't know, right? There's no, you got no clue, right, when Gohan and Cell are coming. Could be 500 years from now. Well, it's not going to be 500 years from now, but you get the point, right? So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I am on record on the board like I always am. They catch the games up. I think a lot of the frustrations go away. Be damned with global foresight and tickets and bullshit like that. I don't think that's worth the frustrations of the player base when stuff like this happens. It's not worth it. I don't care. I don't think so. I think the whole community would be much happier about the game and things in general if the games were just caught up. Logistically, I don't know if they're able to do that. I mean, I don't know if we could lay the blame at Bandai for not giving enough budget to the game. I feel like there's very high chance of that. I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think, and I'll catch y'all next time.